Hey there, welcome back to AutoNet. Alright, so today I want to show a little something that came up recently as I was talking to someone who had a question about doing something in the JavaScript API. So let's assume you have two maps in your application and you have two map views, right? So I got one map view on the top here, click on my view, and I'm just opening a pop-up, and I got another one down here. Click on my view, I got some earthquake information here, and open my pop-up, right? And I pan them around. And we've seen samples before where maybe you're syncing the view of the map. So as I pan around, I pan the other map around. Those are all pretty interesting and stuff, but how about if you want to synchronize the clicks on the map, right? Not necessarily just the pop-up, but just where you click. So if I click somewhere in Southern California, ideally, I'd also want to highlight features from Southern California on the other map too, regardless of how I've got my map oriented. So if I click over here, something, I still want Southern California things to get highlighted. So how would you do something like that? So let's talk about that. First off, let's go ahead and take a look at the documentation for the map view. Accept cookies again. I don't know why I have to do it twice. Okay, so let's come down here to, oops, what happened? Okay, come down to methods, and what we're interested in is synchronizing the hit test between two views. So look at documentation for the hit test. You can see that it takes a screen point. Now that's going to be a little tricky because if we look at the actual view, you can see here that this screen point is not going to equal the screen point here. So I need to get this screen point to a map point so that I can synchronize it to a map point over here. Now lucky for us, if we come back to the methods, we have these helper methods on the views. We have a toMap and a toScreen. toMap just takes a point, and toScreen takes a screen point. Or, I'm sorry, toMap is going to return a point, and toScreen is going to take a screen point. Okay, so let's see how that would work. So I've got my two views here. So what I want to do is I need to synchronize the click events between two of these views. But what I want to do is I want to have a generic function that can handle this. So let me make a onClick function. All right, and let me think about what this function is going to need. So first off, this function is going to need one view, and it's going to need to know the other view, because I'm going to be want this to be generic to work for both of these views here. And I need the one layer and the second layer. Okay, cool. So then what I want to happen is that on the first view's click event, I want to get that event, and I want to stop propagation. And I'm only going to do that because it's going to make it a little easier for me to do the sample here, because if I don't stop propagation, I'm going to get the pop-up on the first view, and I really just want to deal with highlights. I'll let you worry about adding pop-ups after the fact. I just kind of want to show how you can synchronize these two things and highlight features from both maps. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to take my first view, right? I'm just trying not to get confused myself here. And I want to take the screen point, because remember, hit test only takes a screen point. And this is going to return a promise. And then in this promise, I'm going to get a result. I'm trying to think about what I want to do here. Now this result, so to do the hit, so I'm sorry, to highlight the graphic that I've got inside this result, I need to go ahead and do it on the layer view. So I need to get the layer view from the first view. So view and layer view, if I could type, with layer 1, right? This returns a promise, and this promise should have my view. And on this view, I need to get the graphics that are part of my results. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get the, let's just call it G's, save me some space, results.map x and x dot graphic, not graphics, just single graphic. Okay, so now that I have this array of graphics, I'm going to go ahead and do I'll view dot highlight. So now I can highlight the graphics. Is this right? Expect that this to be from color. Oh, I guess it's fine. Yeah, I'm doing that right. Okay. I think I'm doing it right. Yes. Okay, so this should work. So now I should be able to say, what do I want to do? I want to say on click, right? Yeah, on click. So it's passed in view 1 and view 2. And I'll talk about why I passed in view 1, view 2 in a second. Oops. If I can spell. Those right? No, I'm sorry. F layer 1. I don't even remember what I'm doing anymore. Okay, F layer 1, F layer 2. So I have 2 feature layers in this application. Okay, so I don't know. Let's see what happens. So this is just going to do the first one, right? So awesome. You just went through a lot of trouble to highlight graphics on a single view, but it's okay. That's all right. Not a problem. I can go ahead and I can, well, okay, so I can do it for the second one. It's not exactly what I want to do. Actually, let's do it this way. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to have a generic function that is going to, function that is going to perform a hit test. So hit view, and pass a map point, view, and a layer. Oops. So I'm going to get a screen point, and that's going to be the view, to screen. And I'm going to pass my map point here. Now I'm going to go ahead and say that I want to do a hit test from the view that is being passed to this function with the screen point. This returns a promise. This promise is going to have a result. Right. And this result, basically I do the same thing I did up here. I'll just retype it. So I'm going to get view, and layer view. There we go. So view and layer view. I want the layer view for that layer. This returns a promise. Pretty much do what I did before. So this is going to return a layer view. And once I've got that layer view, I want to get the graphics that are part of the results. All right, so results.map graphic. Now I can go ahead and do my highlight. Let me copy this so I know this is right. I'm like missing brackets everywhere. I don't know. Okay. My bad, please excuse me. So we're going to do this view, layer. There we go. Much better. Okay, let's let the map load. Let me just move this over here so it's a little bit more pronounced. If I click here, look what I break. Cannot read property screen point if undefined. Oh. SP. Forgot that one. Why don't you guys tell me anything? Okay. So that's what happens when you copy paste. Things just never work the way they should. Alright, so let's move this around so that we'll zoom in here. So now if I go ahead and click somewhere around here, I'm now highlighting features on my second map that are in the same location as features on this map. Alright? That is pretty cool. Now, how about if I now what's cool about this, the reason I made this nice generic function is that if I want to do the same backwards, right? Click features here and highlight them over there, then all I need to do is take my onClick function that is doing everything for the first view and just reverse the methods. Or sorry, reverse the arguments that are going at the end. So instead of view 1 being the first one, I'll pass view 2. View 2 is going to go ahead and listen for a click event, and again it's going to go ahead and run the hit test on view 1 for its map point from the click. So if I move this over here, start clicking around, I'm now highlighting features that are inside my other map. And there you go. That is how you can go ahead and sync the hit test between two views inside your application. I'll put the link to this code pen in the description below. Please like if you really like it, then go ahead and subscribe. Thank you.